Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Sam Dever Podcast, episode 17. In this episode, I speak with my friend, Franklin Garcia. Franklin is an actor, a writer, an artist, and a super amazing human being that I met here in Los Angeles through the acting community at Playhouse West. And we just had a great conversation. It was good to catch up, talk life, talk art, and some things in between. The book of the episode is called Rediscovering Life by Anthony DeMello, someone you hear me talking about quite frequently. You always hear me talking about awareness, the book he wrote. This is another one called Rediscovering Life. Similar that just things to think about, different ways of looking at the world, things that you think are big deals aren't really big deals, and just being grateful for everything. Pretty much anything by Anthony DeMello I've read has been spectacular. So, book of the episode, Anthony DeMello, Rediscovering Life. And without further ado, here's my conversation with Franklin. Franklin Garcia, welcome to the Sam Dever Podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you. I like, first of all, I appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you wanting to have me on. I feel honored.
Yeah, no, you're one of those guys, man. Ever since I met you, it's been nothing but great energy. You're such a positive individual, passionate individual, just a cool dude. So why wouldn't I want to talk to you for an hour, capture it, and put it on the internet?
All right, let's do this. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Look at that. I have something to live for now.
Here it is, baby.
Yeah.
I was talking to you in the recording or the pre-show room. So you are from Long Beach, California. That is where you grew up. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct.
So when I hear Long Beach, not being from this area originally, I think of Sublime, and I think of Snoop Dogg. Basically.
I didn't know Sublime, but I knew the whole Snoop Dogg thing, yeah.
So what was it like, man? What's it like to grow up in Long Beach?
I don't know, man. It was younger Franklin wasn't really invested in the scene and the streets and whatnot. It was just, floating by, eventually run into something interesting and then just float on. Yeah.
Did you spend times in other parts of LA growing up, or is it mainly you stuck to Long Beach?
It was just Long Beach, born and raised in Long Beach.
So you wouldn't go so Long Beach is not LA technically, right? That's a completely separate, it's LA County, but it's not.
Yeah. We're like neighbors, basically.
I went there one time with my brother a few years ago. Is it the Queen Mary that's there?
Yeah.
It was that, and then the lighthouse thingy that's there. And then we went to the aquarium, I think. But it was beautiful. I liked it. It was cool down there.
Yeah. I work right in front of the aquarium, actually.
Do you really?
Bubble Gumps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How's that been?
Torture, man. But it pays the bills, so and it gets fun.
Yeah, we all got to pay those bills. And so, okay, you grew up in Long Beach. So what led you to getting into, because I met you through the acting community at Playhouse West in particular. What led you to want to get into acting?
Well, Sam, back then, I always had this, I want to be an entertainer. Believe it or not, I actually wanted to be a model back then.
Really?
I really wanted to be a model. I was obsessed with it and everything. And then obviously that ship sank quick. And but my motto has always been, everything happens for a reason. But yeah, I wanted to be a model. I even auditioned for America's Next Top Model, failed miserably.
Mm-hmm.
And then that led to acting, actually. I've always wanted to be in the entertainment business, and now I don't even call it entertainment business. I call it more art and creating creating our life. Yeah.
So okay, you tried you wanted to get into modeling, but then you're like, okay, I don't want to. I'm not going to do this. What? How many years ago was that turning point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna investigate this acting business?
Man, that was like around a decade ago that I wanted,
Wow.
that I started, taking steps towards something. I joined this one little talent school. I don't even know the name of it. I don't even know if they exist for now. But, you know, nothing happened from that. And I still, like I would just find auditions randomly here and there. I actually did 3 runway shows. I walked 3 times.
So you
So
were a model.
I guess I mean I
You
not
did
professional.
modeling. That's modeling.
I guess I did something. I guess, but
In your bio for this episode, I'm going to introduce you as former model and current actor Franklin Garcia.
oh my God! Please spare me the humiliation. No, but yeah, and then that didn't happen, and now I'm here. 10 years later.
Wow. And then, how did you find Playhouse West, by the way? I don't think I ever asked you that.
Oh man.
Because that's where you and I met.
Yeah, Playhouse West, man. So exactly 2018, July. I'd like to say it was 17th of July 2018. Was when I actually took action, drove to LA, to North Hollywood on a Tuesday, noon, audited Carnegie's class, and signed up right there, right after class. And I was just like, I can't wait to start. So I actually started on Thursday. Thursday was the first day with Wolfgang Bodison, my acting dad.
Shout out to Wolf.
And then the next week I had Holly on Tuesday, the acting mom. So
Shout
the best
out to
duo.
Holly.
Yeah.
Mr. Carnegie, the whole crew. Yeah.
Yeah, Kathleen, all those people. I love
They're all
them.
amazing. Yeah.
They really are, man. I love them. And I love everyone that I come across and meet in that school. It's brought me a lot of joy. So yeah, and then before I took that step to drive up to North Hollywood, I was in some pretty deep stuff, man. Depression and just letting life chip at me little by little without even reacting to it, or just letting it happen, little by little, dying slowly in the inside, let's just say it like that. And I was just doing my constant routine: work, gym, eat, go home, work, gym, eat, go home. And I did that for many years, and it's like, okay, nothing's happening. I'm stagnant. And I was very, very in denial, and like I literally ended up in severe depression, which is funny because I didn't feel it, but it was there. This one girl actually saved me from that spiraling routine. She got me out and about because I didn't really do anything. I didn't go out. I tried to save money, but I didn't save money, I don't know how that happened. But and then like I got my car, my wings, and then I was like, you know what? I made a profile on Backstage, and I was just like submitting myself. I was such a green actor back then. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know how to do the cover letter, and it's like no resume, no acting experience. And I booked one audition. Well, I didn't book the job, but I got the audition. I walked off to Santa Monica and Main Street, the Hollywood and Film casting little building.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I walked up, I parked. I took 3 steps and I was like, I'm going back. I can't do this. The adrenaline, man. The adrenaline just like, I was like, oh my God, what am I getting into? And I was like, you know what? I'm already here. I got to do this. Like I need some rush. Like I need something to get me out of that same routine that was slowly killing me. So I went in and I was like, what's everyone reading? Like, what? I didn't print out the sides. I was like, oh my God, I'm really gonna walk back to my car now. But I was like, no. Just. So I screenshot the sides and I kind of memorized my lines. And I went in there and luckily they had extra sides. And the lady that was filming me was very understanding. She was, I guess she was an actor too, who was in my position not that long ago. And I don't know what she was doing. She was doing a play actually, some theater stuff. I read for the character that I had auditioned for, but they saw my build. They said, read for the muscular guy. You have a nice physique. So I read. It was nerve wracking, but the casting lady literally made me feel at home, and I was more relaxed and walked out of the building with such a pounding heart and full of adrenaline. And I was driving back to go back to work because I switched my AM shift to my PM shift. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even want to go back to work. It was the best adrenaline I've ever had. It was better. It was better than sex.
Wow.
It's like, oh my gosh, what is this? There's something that I'm not good at, that I don't know anything of this. Because I was so good at my job. I already knew how to do my job and everything. But I was just like, what is this? Like I bombed it, of course, the audition, but it was
But it exposed you to a different side of life that
it was something that just like, it was an ecstasy that just like just filled me up, and I was like, I wanted more. And then I was submitting myself nonstop, wanted more auditions, never heard from them. And then I came across a video on YouTube from Wendy Elaine Wright.
Yeah, I know who that is.
And I was watching her, and I was just listening. I was taking notes to this lady, and I was just like, oh my God, this is so helpful and everything. And she mentioned Playhouse West. Thanks to Wendy Elaine Wright, I heard about Playhouse West. And she mentioned some names, like I always have been fond of James Franco. And she mentioned his name, and I was like, what? Playhouse West? And I would look it up on my map on my phone, and I would direction it, and it's like an hour away, yada yada yada. And I saved it, and it's like, I'm gonna go one of these days. And I finally went, and then I signed, and ever since it's been history, man.
Wow. I know. I never heard any of that. Yeah, and for the listeners or watchers, I really admire your dedication, because you commute from Long Beach constantly.
Yeah.
And for people like, oh, well, Long Beach, LA traffic, what's that, hour and a half?
That 3 to 6, actually, I'd like to say, is the worst.
Oh yeah, Russia. Oh yeah. But you make it happen, don't you?
Oh, I've mapped out my hours. So like right now I'm in advance. So I literally wake up at 5, the earliest, or 5:30, the mid, and then the latest is like 5:45. I'm like, oh snap, I need to wake up. And I leave my house around 7 a.m., drive to North Hollywood. I know I'm gonna be stuck in traffic, which is like an hour or less than an hour, which is perfect. And I get there like around like 8:15. So I've mapped out like my traveling times, when to never leave North Hollywood, when to never drive up to North Hollywood. Yeah, man.
You learn that about LA, like you learn what not to do. Like,
oh my God,
don't try to go past the Hollywood Bowl on a Friday or Saturday night.
That
I've done that on more than one occasion, and I even knew about it. And it's like, why is there?
There's a fashion show around there. I think it's Highland Street, right? Highland Street.
Close to there, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But you know what street is bad? What? Franklin Street. I hate that street. I hate that name, and I hate that street, man.
You hate your name?
No, I'm just joking.
Has it always been Franklin? Is that the name you've always gone by?
Yeah, I used to hate it, but now I've just grown fond of it. A lot of people call me many things, like Frankie, Franco, Francesco, but it doesn't bother me anymore. I've grown into it.
Let people call you what they will.
Yeah, pretty much.
When you're talking about your dedication, that leads me to, I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of play readers, but I don't know anyone that has a play collection like you. Posted this one picture on Instagram, and it was a bookcase. I'm like, oh, he's got a lot. Oh wait, are those all plays? Those are.
Those are all plays, except for 3 books. One of them I have in my backpack, which is the book that you gave me.
Ah, have you read it yet?
I've read the first 10 pages. I like to read story by story. I literally used a little part of that, the beginning part, as a quote. So
really, and we're talking about Anthony DeMello awareness.
Yeah.
No, that's the type of book where you can take it a piece at a time.
Yeah.
And I haven't been in play reading mode now, but I remember, when you get to Playhouse, they start reading plays, and you don't realize what that not only does for your acting, but just for your humanity.
Yeah.
In general, because a lot of times you're reading about pretty heavy things.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sam, I kid you not. I hated reading. I hated it with a passion. I'm like, ugh, what? What? I gotta read this? What? And then like intermediate hit, and it was like, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta do homework. And like, I didn't even want to touch them, but strangely enough, all of that made a 180, and now I'm like obsessed with them. They're literally my escape from reality. Like I always have one with me at least.
Which one's that?
So this one that I'm reading right now is George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead.
Is that a movie too?
I'm pretty sure it's a movie, but this is the play actually.
Wow. And where do you find these at? Do you just go to, or where do you, I guess, if you could give away your secrets, where do you go for your plays?
Well,
What makes you pick them?
Back then, I used to do what Wolf said not to do. Oh, that's a pretty color. Let me pick that. And just pick randomly stuff. And I would go to the Iliad, which is like 5 minutes away from Mag 1.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've gone very good at picking out my plays. I usually just use Concord Theatricals or DramatisPlayService.com. And that's where I research all like the plays, what the theme is about, the genre, the strong male leads, strong female leads, everything. Short plays, one acts from both sides. And then sometimes I Google them. But I've gone pretty good at selecting plays now. I literally just read the research. Once you find a playwright that you like, you pretty much have to check out the other ones, like Ken Ludwig. I'm obsessed with Ken Ludwig's plays right now. Comedy of Tenors, Lend Me a Tenors, The Gods of Comedy, Buddy Thomas, Physical. Nicky Silver is one of my favorites, actually. I just love his plays.
So comedy is your favorite?
Huh?
Or comedy is your...
I mean, I read a little bit of everything. I try to stay away from the drama stuff because I'm already a depressed person enough as it is, so it just lingers in me. But comedy is just like it definitely got me through COVID. Let's just say that to escape reality. All these voices that I created in my head, and like the painting the scenarios and like just hearing these different voices, Harold, and just like the way they would talk. It's funny because I would even cast some of you guys in the plays while I was reading them. Like two or three of them, I picked your voice. So it was just fun. I was literally just casting away in my head, and
that's interesting. So you with people as you're reading it, it's those people reading it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a unique way to look at it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Try that. Well, and you mentioned your depression, and I wanted to get into your artwork and stuff because you're an amazing artist.
Thank you.
I don't know what would you consider it? As like drawings? Is that would that be what it's called? What you do? I don't know if it's painting or drawing or.
Well, my media is ballpoint pen with. Well, it starts off with pencil, ballpoint pen. I think it's the G2 pen, and then the background is black ink. So I guess drawings pretty much. So my art I specialize in surreal art. So that's my jam. And for me, I like to, in a way, when I'm creating an art piece, it's my depression manifesting into physical form. So all these images that you've seen and other people see, it's literally what I'm feeling at the moment. I even have one that's actually inspired by you, and sometimes other people inspire me. You know, whether if it's a sentence that they said or an experience that they experienced that I can relate to, and it's just like I create them, and it's funny because they're always born like around 11 p.m., sometimes all the way to 2 p.m. I'm up, and that's when my creativity is at its peaks, whether if I'm creating a surreal art or writing a short film. But it's pretty trippy, man. Like, of course, all my art pieces, they're and it's a female. It's always a female, mainly because I grew up with a single mother. So to me, the female body in essence just scream art. And there's something about the vulnerable side of a woman that I've come to just see that is very beautiful in a storytelling kind of way. I don't know if it's because I grew up only with my mom, but yeah. And aside from that, the visual is half of the experience. I write a spoon river for each one. So, and explaining how these poor souls ended up the way they did. And it's funny because as I'm creating them, I can hear these women reciting their monologue, and I can hear them crying in my head, of course. But to me, they're real, and I can hear them. It it takes me somewhere. Sometimes, even in my dreams, some of the images are born, and I create them. It's like, sorry, I'm getting a little emotional, but um, it it yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I mean, there's been several times where you'll send me, and for
Mm.
people that, I guess they have to go to your IG to check it out. Some of them are up there, right? We'll get to that. But yeah, like your art is like a double whammy because the visuals are just so profound and like whoa, that is some trippy art. You know, very oh, what's the word? Gosh, you know the Disney movie Fantasia
Yeah.
or like Malnificent or whatever that name is. It's very, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's very trippy, beautiful art.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the funny thing is, I used to draw when I was in elementary school, and I was told a remark that ruined that dream of wanting to be an artist back then. And I didn't touch any art or anything like that for a long time because I was told that it was not macho, or that's what are you doing? That's not masculine. And then it these art pieces literally started coming about in an exercise in beginning class at Playhouse West.
mm,
So these art pieces technically were born at Playhouse West too. Some
wow.
of them, and like I said, some of them have a little bit of other people from the school that have made an impact in my life. Holly Garnier is actually, well, my acting mom. She's a gatekeeper of them, and she's my mentor when it comes to the art. And it's actually because of her that I actually pursued it more. I will never forget it. I brought in an art piece that I drew, and I was going to trace over it. And she looked at it and she said, "Who did this? This is something I would buy." And to me, back then, when I would draw, no one really liked it. They liked it, but no one really took their time to see it for what's hidden behind the image. And she saw something in them. And little by little, I started making more art pieces. And then they manifested into what they look like right now, which is probably better. They're more detailed, refined, and more clear. And yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't know that. And, you know, like the visuals, and then, yeah, you have this amazing story behind each one. And there's been a couple of them, man, where like you send it to it like, dang, that just hit home.
Yeah,
I
I've
can't
actually.
remember off the top of my head, but yeah, there's been a couple of them. Like, oh, I know one. I know one that really, it was just really eye opening. And I apologize for butchering it, but it was basically like the concept of someone that was looking back at their life and realizing like, well, I missed my opportunity. I guess I'll just get ready for the next one, or maybe in the next life. I don't know which
Oh no!
one. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
That's the one that's kind of inspired of you.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh man.
would you mind
So
sharing about that one?
literally the the newer ones were born in COVID, and that one in particular, oh, so first of all, it's called Lament. It
Mm-hmm.
literally stands for living, not living life to the fullest. You know, you didn't appreciate things, and they were just completely stripped away from you. You know, when the world froze, aka COVID. And then you just, instead of living life to the fullest, you just maintained yourself there. You just waited for your time instead of taking action and, you know, doing things and taking the first step. And instead of that, you know, you let this happen to you. You didn't cherish what you had back then, and now that you can't grasp it, you look upon it and it's like, look at what I had and what I could have done. But and then it's just like, just realizing the fact that, you know, you took things for granted, and all those opportunities that could have been will never come your way again. And to live with that regret, to me, it kills me. But and then there's a little bit of a hopeful side to it, where, you know, we're talking about reincarnation, aka the future. You know what you're gonna do now, and what you're not going to do. You're going to take action. You're going to take risks. You're going to take big swings. You're going to do everything you could have done back then and you didn't do in the future. But then the ending, it's like, as we wait right here, we'll endure everything that we get. You know, we'll pay the price of our errors. But then, you know, we'll be ready.
That's beautiful, and I believe you just picked the book of the episode unintentionally. Anthony DeMello, Rediscovering Life. I was is another book by Anthony DeMello. It reminds me. He told this story, and I'm just paraphrasing it, but a fisherman he found a bag of stones, and it was nighttime. So he just thinks, they're rocks. He was bored, and he starts throwing them in the ocean, just seeing if he can skip them or whatever. And he gets up in the morning, and he reaches in the bag. He pulls them out, and they're like diamonds or something really, really valuable. And he realizes that he just threw a ton of those into the water that he's never going to get. And Anthony DeMello said that's kind of like life. We're wasting it all the time, and we don't even realize it until that moment we realize we've wasted it. But the silver lining in it was, he said, but he still had 3 left. So he still had life left. I don't know, but you just telling me that reminds me of that, because it's, like, you do have those moments where you realize, like, man, I've wasted so much time. I could have done this, and this, but it's like, well, hey, check my pulse. I'm still here. Okay, what? I can still do
Yeah.
things, So,
And it's funny because, first of all my art pieces are, to be brutally honest with you, they're all near-death experiences in a way.
mm-hmm.
I've been bringing them to Holly's advanced class as monologues, and they kill me. When I did this one, the lament, she, Holly, she had me do it as if like I was in hell and I was begging for a second chance at life, which is literally what I am doing, you know. And it's like, no matter what I did, I still ended up in my own purgatory where time keeps going, and all I have is to reflect the things that broke my very own spirit. it's just, and it's funny because in the back of my head, I know I'd never get that second chance.
Mm.
And I went in with it. I was just sobbing, man. Just I think.
What do you mean by second chance?
I mean, I took an active choice, and I was like, do I really get the second chance?
Mm.
I don't.
Mm. So having to sit with that.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
Mhm.
man. So with your, your depression you've gone through and everything, so like acting and these artwork and these poems, I mean, I would think it's essential to you, right? I mean, it's therapy, really.
Oh yes, I love it. Like this is the best decision I've made in my life. I'm literally not even regretting anything that happens, whether if it's I fail in class or anything bad happens. It's this journey that I'm in right now. It's just so worth it because it's like look at all the people I'm meeting. I'm meeting so many people, and then I went into that school with just the sole purpose of just like wanting to do art, but then in my tree of like aspiration, a branch grew to like theater production, and then another branch grew towards writing short films, and then
Mm.
another branch grew into like reading plays and writing scripts and directing and special effects makeup, and it's just like it's an ever growing tree that's never going to stop growing.
Yeah, yeah, you writing films. How's that going?
Oh my god, I love it. It's another form of escape from reality for me. Just to sit home and just like type something up, and it's just creating these stories. Well, a lot of the things that I write. The location is literally Mag One or Lancashire,
Ah,
whatever fits there. Because I'm just like, okay, let's just type this. But like, it's just creating these characters and just writing, and then just it's your world. You create a new universe. You create the rules, the boundaries, and then it's like you use real life experiences and what you don't want to exist in this real life, or maybe you use that to exist in this life. And it's just like this. It's writing these stories or short films in general. It's it's a limitless, boundless fountain of creativity, and it's endless. It can be anything, and it's beautiful, and I love it. That's why I always enjoy Kathleen's and Doug's online classes at the moment. Um, but yeah, I love to write a lot of like awkwardly comedy stuff, rated R, or
ah.
like horror stuff. Horror comedy is probably my favorite to go to.
Mm.
I don't know. I just gravitate more to like comedy stuff. It's just funny.
Yeah, man, you really, yeah, it's inspirational. Like, 'cause you're right, man. Like, there is creativity does know no bounds.
Yeah.
I know for myself, like, yeah, I mean, whether it was acting or music or anything creative, like, it does allow you to escape reality for a
Hmm.
moment. Reality always
Yeah.
comes back eventually.
Uh-huh. It comes in the mail in the form of
Yeah,
an
right.
envelope.
Exactly. Exactly. The reality bills still come. Those
Yeah.
don't go away. But I think that's what, especially like a place like Playhouse West, what really drew me to those moments when you're on stage and you're connecting with that person or people on the stage with you. And at those moments, literally everything drops away. Everything. Whatever
Yeah.
you were worrying about, whatever's going on in the world, like gone. Like you are now
Yeah.
for this moment in this world right here. So I dig
Yeah.
that, man. I dig that perspective you have.
Yeah.
It reminds me too, like what drew me and draws me to that types of
Yeah.
art forms.
And then that the power of the stage, it does something to you.
Hmm.
Yeah. That stage, man.
You've been going to some plays, right? I've seen.
Yeah.
How's anything good out there?
Well, I I've been okay, here's the thing.
Uh huh.
I've been taking myself out on dates, to go
Now
through
we're
these
getting to the
plays.
good stuff.
Ah, yes.
You said it first, not me. So, all
I've been taking
right, so you've been
myself out
taking
on
yourself on
dates.
dates.
The first date that I took myself on was to go see Noises Off. I love that play, man. Oh my God. If you ever get the chance, watch it. It is so funny. I had to see it 3 times. So I saw it 3 times. That's how funny it was. And then, of course, I saw Angels in America Part 1 in
But
Long
that
Beach.
was good.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, there are some other like theaters that are putting up plays, but Long Beach is kind of closer to me right now at the
Yeah.
moment. So I'm just been going here. And then I recently saw my first musical, which is Sister Act, which was really funny, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen a musical, but Sister Act was my first. There you go. Thank you, Sister Act. We all the laughs.
Now, is
But
that based on the movie with Whoopi Goldberg? Is that the same?
I vaguely remember the movie, but apparently I'm pretty
Based
sure
upon
it
that,
is.
or the movie was
Yeah,
based upon that, or
it is. I want to say it is because now that I'm remembering, there was a nun. Yeah, it is. It is. But yeah.
so okay. Well, so okay. So you take yourself on dates, and I like that. I think that's a great idea.
Uh,
What led you to that? Like, hey, I'm going to start taking myself on dates.
because I'm fat and ugly.
You're not fat. No,
No,
you're in the gym like 5 days a week, probably at least.
yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
You're a
Sam.
former model.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Yeah.
No. Sam Dever.
Huh?
I'm just gonna be upfront with you.
Okay.
I have no game.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that. I don't have. I don't even know what game is anymore. So.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It never really worked for me. I haven't even been on my first date. Sad, right? But
You're
it's
saying you've
so
never been on a first date?
no.
It's not sad. Because dating, I don't know. It's a weird climate right now. I feel. I don't know. I'm not. Obviously, people are dating, but it's. I don't know. I don't know if it's people's mind frames toward it, or they just want to do it through the app, and there's no other. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I probably shouldn't start talking about it because I'll start just going on a monologue. It'll probably inspire your next art piece, actually.
Right? Rejection.
Well,
There
I
you
think
go.
you and I were talking. I think that's really cool that you're taking yourself out on dates because here's one thing I can say with full confidence. It's one thing that I've learned, whether it's through reading books or experience or whatever. You have to enjoy your own company. Like you
Uh-huh.
have to be able to be happy on your own. Um, anyone else that comes along is great if they
Hmm.
compliment you, but to have the mind frame like, oh, I'm not going to be happy unless I'm going to have someone come to this play with me. You love plays.
I love them.
You enjoy them, like, and you're having a great time. I think it's in awareness. I think it's in the book I gave you. He talks about, I believe he talks about, in this case, it was two friends had gone to the movies and they had a blast. They had a great time. But then this person saw that so-and-so went to the movies with a romantic partner. And they saw that and they go, well, I don't have a romantic partner. So, oh man. And they instantly get depressed and sad. But 2 seconds ago, they were extremely happy.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I think, by doing things that you want to do and you really enjoy doing,
Uh-huh.
you're going to run into other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing.
Yeah. Younger Franklin would have been like, I don't want to do this by myself. But now, it's like my art piece.
Mm.
Now I'm gonna do things that I didn't do back then. I'm not gonna wait for anybody. If I want to go see a play, I'm gonna go see a play. Whether if it's by myself or not. I'm gonna enjoy this play.
Yeah, no, and that's really, dude, that's an amazing, it's a good mind frame. I don't know. I got a couple friends I know that they'll go out by themselves the entire night. Like they'll run into people and stuff, but to have that drive and that
Yeah.
confidence to like, hey, whether I run into anyone tonight, I'm going out. Like, so I
Yeah.
think that's awesome, man. Keep doing that. I think that's an
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you. I mean, you won't see me like at a club or a bar by myself. That you won't see. I mean, mainly because I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
But and I can't my attention span in those places is just like, what am I doing here? Why? In like
Oh
5 minutes,
yeah.
I'm like, is it time to go yet? So I used to be DD for a long time and never again. But
For your friends and stuff.
for my friends,
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
hmm, it's just
Probably a lot of annoying rides on the way home, though. Probably.
yeah, a lot of annoying rides, a lot of throwing up.
Hey Franklin, let's go through the drive-through. I want tacos.
I mean,
I want burger, man. Let's no, come on. They're still open. Let's go.
man. But yes, Sam.
Yeah, keep doing your thing. When you're a gym rat, which I
Yeah,
respect. I look forward to returning to gyms soon.
yeah.
But there's something about it. How'd you get? How long you been working out like you have?
Almost 2 decades.
Oh, okay, for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's pretty similar to me. Honestly, that's probably out of all of the habits I've picked up in life, that's probably one of the most important I've ever picked up.
Yeah. It's like it doesn't even cross my mind. I know I have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Even if I don't do anything, I go.
Mm.
But I still do something, you know. But like I've always been very, very obedient when it comes to exercising.
Mm.
Yeah. And I lean more to healthier food. I mean, I won't say no to 2 In-N-Out burgers, double doubles, you know. But
Animal style.
no, just regular raw onion with chilies. Oh,
Uh,
but but yeah, I just I don't even know. Yeah, it's like you know when you're driving and you know where you're going, but your mind is somewhere else, and you're on the freeway,
mhm.
and you're or like you're on the street and you brake, but you know the light is red, or your body knows the light is red, so you brake, but your mind isn't there. That's how it is with exercising. Like I know I have to go.
It's not even a debate.
Hmm. And if anything, while I'm working out is when I'm like memorizing my lines for like scene days and stuff like that. So it's a multitask. I like multitasking.
Do you listen to music? Do you listen to podcasts at all while you work out?
Um, well, when I'm memorizing lines, no. But when
Mhm.
I'm not, I like to jam to like 1950s rockabilly, some 20,000, 2000 house music or rock oldies like Jackie Wilson, Wanda Jackson, Elvis Presley,
Mm.
Johnny Burnett. Oh, yes, that's my jam right there.
So you're into the 50s music.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, man. And there's nothing, man. There's nothing like, and you'll understand this. There's nothing like, do you take pre workout at all?
I do. I do.
There's nothing like you take a good pre workout, you're feeling good, and you go to that gym and you lift weights, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just have a killer workout, pump some iron, maybe you do some cardio,
Uh-huh.
and the music's going, and you're just, man, you just feel on top of the world, and like when you get out of there, how good you feel. You're tired, but it's a good tired.
Yeah.
It's so, and again, that's one of them. I was fortunate to have a couple people, one of them who's going to be on the podcast soon, like as I was growing up,
Mhm.
teach me about the weight room and teach me like just getting in the habit of it.
Yeah.
Hey, on this day we're going to do, I don't know what, chest and back and then buys and tries and leg day, abs, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And then you just speak, like you said, like it's not even like something, even on days you don't want to go, you still go.
Yeah. It's like candy to me, lifting these weights, man. And yeah, it's just I've never stopped. Never. Even when COVID hit, I was like, oh my God, what am I
Ah,
gonna do? You know what I did? Every single day I jogged at least. And then I have a kettlebell here at the house
mm,
somewhere. Uh, and that's what I did. I still did something, but I was like, hell no, I'm not about to like not do any exercise. Like I
yeah.
need to do something. I cannot let this be an excuse for no exercise. And I didn't. I didn't let it happen. And I jogged every single day. I mean, I even got a nice little tan.
Ah, do you jog near the ocean?
Yeah.
It's pretty tight. Yeah, when well, COVID and then my injury I had, I
Hmm.
definitely hadn't been at a gym. But I will say this: you learn that you don't need a gym for a lot of stuff, and you can do park workouts and home
Hmm.
workouts. But at the same time, it's still not the gym. It's
Yeah. It's
it's
just,
good to know that you can do those when you have to. But if you can go to a gym's nice.
you know what it is? For me, what I've realized, I like to feed off energies,
Exactly.
people's energy. Like in
Exactly.
my mind, it's a friendly competition. Like, oh, he's lifting heavy. Like, I could be like this person, or I can do better, or it's all about surrounding yourself with the right motivation. To
Mm.
me, it's like it's yeah. Even with the same with Playhouse, I never I hate missing a day of school, and I used to hate going to school.
Mm.
But that's one school that I don't hate going to.
Ah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as we talk here, man, I mean, you got a lot of positive things going for you. I mean,
Thank
you're
you.
active at Playhouse, not only just as an actor, but as writing and doing your own art, performing your own art. I mean, who knows that your art that you do and that's a really dope thing, man. Something that you are creating. Not only is it visual, I'm already seeing it now. Like I could see like the visual in the background, and then Franklin comes up in a black turtleneck or something, and
Oh my.
you perform piece, whether it has music or not, I don't know. But the fact that you have an artistic outlet of something that you can create and share in so many different ways, including performative, that's dope.
Yeah,
You're taking yourself out, you know, you find you're discovering yourself, and that I think that's so important for people to do, man. So keep
yeah.
doing what you're doing, man. I think that's a great energy and a great vibe, and you're a really good person. So,
Thank you. Likewise to you too,
oh,
sir.
thank you. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, in terms of dates, those will come.
I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah,
I,
it doesn't matter.
I've come to realize that I'm just gonna be old, single, and bitter, and I've accepted it.
Well, you'll sure as hell throw that bitterness into art pieces.
Yeah, or I could use it for like for my fuel for like some intense scene. It's just funny
Yeah.
because I'm so looking forward for like Holly's at advanced class because I'm doing a vampire scene. Like, oh my God, like what the hell? Like,
Oh, you're a vampire.
no, my partner is
Oh,
Bob.
wow.
I don't know if you know Bobby Slosky.
Oh, yeah, I know Bobby.
We're gonna do a scene, and it's like we're both just. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm looking forward to that scene. It seems like that, just like, oh my God, I can't wait to put this up in class. Please let's put this scene up, please. I can already see it. But yeah, man, that's my mission, to find the most interesting, kind of like that one commercial, the most interesting man in the world. I'm here
Yeah.
to find the most interesting scenes in the world of plays.
Well, yeah, was it not too long ago when I saw you were with Eric and you have this binder of scenes
Uh,
and plays, and I'm like, shoot, I miss. And I was fortunate because we never crossed paths in class at that time, but
uh,
like, man, I could have used that in a few situations looking for scenes.
yeah, some of those scenes I kind of threw out because they were like so old.
Uh huh.
But I have another binder with some rocking scenes, man. I just can't wait.
How many plays have you read?
Uh, I just finished my 229th play. I'm on 230.
Do you have a favorite play?
Do I have a favorite play?
Or if you can't pick one, what would be your favorite? Just two or three that are some of your favorite.
Two or three? That's a hard one to answer. That is such a hard question to answer. Because some of these plays I love for different reasons, and some of these plays I love for the reasons that don't belong to the other reasons. Man, wow. I'm struggling here.
Uh, just pick a play you like, I guess. Or what's one that just sticks out in your mind when you think about it?
Oh my God. I'm thinking. Holy shit. Oh my God. There's just so many. We're talking about 229 plays here that
Yeah.
I've read. Oh,
You've read 3 Years from 30, right?
I haven't read that one.
Oh, that last, I won't give it away, but that last scene in that place, maybe one of my favorite scenes.
Is it depressing or is it comedy?
It depends how you look at life.
Wow, if we're going that route, okay. If you ever get the chance to and come across the play Kindness by Adam Rapp,
Hmm.
that ending will fuck you up.
It's called Kindness.
Kindness by Adam Rapp.
Adam Rath. Yeah, I haven't read
Yeah.
a play in a while. That might be, yeah, I might have to read that.
Yeah, check that one out. That one, oh man. I literally about to start my shift at work and I was like, I know I'm 1 minute late, but I gotta finish the ending of the play. Oh, the ending of the play. And I'm serving and I'm crying at the same time. What? Hold on, I can't serve you right now. Let me just go get you some waters real quick.
Uh,
And then at one point my manager sees me just sitting at the table and just like crying and doing a synopsis of the play, informing these people why this play is so sad and good, and then just like they're like, "Oh my God, you poor thing." But yeah, read that one. Okay, I got one.
okay.
Nikki Silver's "The Agony and the Agony."
Huh.
That one's funny.
The Agony and the Agony?
Yes,
And it's a comedy, not a drama.
it's a comedy. And then that one was really funny. Physical by Buddy Thomas is funny.